Hi folks, welcome to the final review on my Cessna HJW 182-1200 EPO foam plane. So this one was bought from Banggood as a plug and play, and it's taken a couple of days to put it together, and I spent a fair bit of time doing it. So yeah, they reckon on the website it's only going to take a couple of hours to put it together. That's rubbish. Certainly a lot longer than that. So just quickly, overall looks of the aeroplane. I love the look of it. I haven't got one like this, so I'm quite happy with it. There's a few negative points, I guess. The stickers, like most foam planes, the stickers don't stick all that well to the foam. And I've had some trouble with them lifting off, so I've got bits of sticky tape and some packing tape around the edges just to keep this stuff together. The centre of gravity, I chose the centre of gravity to be on the line where the carbon fibre rod goes, and that's about a third of the wing chord, a little bit back. That was a really bad decision. I found out since that the actual centre of gravity is between 45 and 65 millimetres from the leading edge on the wings. And when I set up some pins here for the centre of gravity at 50 millimetres from the leading edge, in order to get it to balance, I've had to put nearly 60 grams of lead on the nose here just to get it to sit like this. Now I did that because the maiden flight was an absolute disaster, which you can have a look at on YouTube under Model Making Maniacs for the Cessna maiden flight. Yes, it was just awful. The plane was porpoising. I had next to no control. And by the time I'd cut the throttle to try and glide it in, I ended up nosediving it into the turf, breaking the prop off and compressing the front a little bit. So I'm hoping the next one goes a little bit better than that. So yeah, we've got that centre of gravity. Like I said, I'm using 50 millimetres and 50 mil from the leading edge, and I've got a fair bit of weight on the front just to get it to balance the way you can see it here. The total weight is closer to 900 grams now, so it's a little bit heavier than the stated weight, and I'm not uncomfortable with that. The elevator, on the elevator, when we fit the carbon rod, it did turn out to be quite difficult, and you can see here the carbon rod along here. I had to really cut into the elevator control area here, and then make sure that the carbon rod was in far enough so that it didn't foul the rudder. Okay, so also by putting it in that far, it made it quite difficult with the control horn to go through, and then that takes me to the point of the control horns. All of the control horns that they've supplied with the plane are in fact too short. They're too short to go through the control surfaces, so you end up having to cut a section out of here and then put the clip to hold the control horn on, and then fill that with epoxy resin to make sure that these things don't move and don't pull out. So yeah, that's a bit of a saga, a bit of a down point, I guess. Again, I really do like the overall look of it. I think it looks great, so I'm going to have some fun with it. I guess the next Maiden will be the real telling point, and there'll be another video of that one that'll go up, and hopefully that one's a little bit more successful. I'll just pop the wings off so you can have a look underneath, and you can have a look in the engine bay area, or in the inside the cavity of the plane. I've got some fairly short 200 millimetre aileron extensions, the servo extensions. So they're fairly short, and then they go to the wire piece that's supplied, and you can see I've got my ESC unit on this side, the receiver on this side, and there's plenty of room inside. Pop these out. Plenty of room inside there for the electronics to go in there. The motor was an easy fit, so I was quite happy with that. And the battery unit sits underneath. I've got a little extension on here, and it's quite easy to fit the steering gear on the front. Right? But it does look a little bit messy because of the amount of lead I've had to put on the front. But apart from that, I'm really ready to go for that. Really ready to go for the second Maiden. And one last point is, with the rubber bands, because it's only foam, when you use the rubber bands to hold the wings in place, they can tend to cut into the foam a little bit here. So I've got some cloth tape on the front and some white cloth tape on the back, and hopefully that'll protect and stop the foam from being compressed too much. If I have issues with that, I'll end up putting a little bit of plastic over here and over here, and that should stop any more damage to the wings. Like I said, apart from that, I think we're good to go, and you should be able to see that second Maiden on another video from Model Making Maniacs. So that's goodbye from me. Bye.